You're sick and tired of being where you are financially. So I'm going to ask you a question I would ask my clients is, and I want you to answer this question honestly. There is absolutely no judgment. It's just you and me. We're having coffee, we're sitting on a couch, whatever that may be. Or it could just be you with your journal, whatever makes it easier for you to be honest with yourself. Because whether or not you choose to engage in this activity, whether or not you choose to be honest with yourself, it's not going to affect me. It's not my life. It's not my finances that will be affected. But how you answer this question will change your financial future, your vision, your circumstances. It has that potential. If you're honest, if you allow yourself to go there, to dig in so deep and be able to answer this question honestly. If you are feeling at this moment sick and tired, so fed up, so done with checking your bank account, feeling like there's nothing there, feeling so done with feeling broke, feeling so done with where you are, maybe you feel financially stagnant, whatever that may be for you right now, and you're just not feeling content. You're feeling a lot of anxiety around money. It's not where you want it to be in this stage of life, whatever that is, I want you to allow yourself to feel it. Really go there. Feel the sensations of you opening up your bank account and either it's in the negatives or it's not where you thought it's going to be. Maybe, you don't have money in your savings, you're kind of freaking out, you have bills coming up, whatever that is. I want you to allow yourself to get into the uncomfortability of it. So I want you to do that exercise. Close your eyes. I want you to feel the sensations of that. This is a video. You don't even have to close your eyes for this exercise. If you're not sure what that feels like, I want you to grab a bill that you haven't opened up yet. Allow yourself to feel the sensations of it. Maybe you've been avoiding looking at your bank account. Maybe you've been avoiding looking at how much was spent unconsciously the last week, this last month, this past quarter, whatever that is for you. I want you to allow yourself to get into a state of feeling uncomfortable with it, especially for those of you who are avoiders. It's easier not to look at it. I get it. I've been there. But I want you to feel the sensations of it because this is how you're going to move through this exercise. So I want you to do that activity right here, right now. Open up that bill. Pause the video. Go grab the bill. Pause this video. Grab your phone so you can take a look at your bank account. Okay? I want you to have that in front of you. And as you do, you're going to open up that bill, look at your bank account, it is, and then allow yourself to just feel into the uncomfortability of it. Feel the sensations, your body, the contraction. Okay. This is how you know that you still have a lot of anxiety around money. You probably already know, have that awareness in your mind. Here, I always talk about dropping from our head into our heart. Dropping from our head into our body because there's so much wisdom within the body. We can't rewire the mind unless we're willing to rewire the body because the body keeps the score. The body remembers. You want to feel abundant. You can't do it just on the conscious level because you only feel it for a moment. You might feel it for a day. If you're lucky, you feel it for a week and it'll go away. You go back to your subconscious programming. I don't want that for you. I'm assuming you're here because you don't want that for you. You want to know what it actually feels like to be abundant. Where do our feelings live? They live within our body. That's where our emotions are. That's how we express ourselves. Fully is from the body. Yes, we have the conscious mind. But so many of you are working with the conscious mind. I know because I've been there. I've read the books. I tried to do everything from the head and I couldn't break through. I couldn't break through my financial patterns. I went right back to spending money recklessly. I went right back to avoiding looking at money. I went right back to the patterns of hoarding money. And remember in this course, what I talk about money is energy. It needs to move. And if money is stagnant, what happened? It declines. It declines in value. Whether you're thinking of it from the spiritual, like energetic side of money, yes, money is energy. It needs to move. Practically speaking, we're just talking about the economics of money. Money has movement to it at all times. It's never still because it's energy. Either your money is increasing in value or it's decreasing. And unless you're investing and being conscious around money, it's declining. Okay. So this is the reason I want you to do this exercise. I want you to do this exercise because I want you to get just from being in your head, going into the body and saying, okay, yes, I remember what scarcity feels like. Yes, I avoid looking at this thing. And here's the thing for my avoiders is you're just avoid the feelings, the sensations. So this is a practice for you to really come back to is I'm just taking a look at this thing. I'm going to allow myself to feel uncomfortable. I'm going to breathe. So you're going to just breathe with me. And we're just going to tap on the chest. It feels really uncomfortable right now. I don't want to look at this right now. Tapping the brows. And even though I feel really uncomfortable looking at this bill right now or looking at my bank account right now, I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Breathe. Tapping on the side of the eyes. It's completely understandable. I'm feeling really, really uncomfortable right now. Tapping on a cheek. I feel so. And what is this feeling? Okay. Yes, there's uncomfortability, but there's an actual feeling that you have. Tapping underneath the nose. I want you to locate what that is for you. What is the feeling? Tapping underneath the lips. What's the feeling? Are you worried? Are you scared? Okay. Deep breath in. Release and let go. Tapping on my chest. Repeating after me. And it's completely understandable that I'm feeling what? Name it. This is how we move through things. This is how we process things. Tapping in front of the ribs. You have to be able to name it. What's the feeling? Is it we feel fear? Hey, let's go with fear. Tapping on the side of the ribs. I'm feeling a lot of fear right now. Okay, breathe in. Release and let go. Tapping on the inside of the wrist. As you tune into the feelings of fear right now, I want you to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay? Really allow yourself to feel into the fear. Really allow yourself to feel into the feeling of worry, whatever that is for you. And we're going to go ahead and tap on the thumb. And as you do so, as you feel into the fear, as you feel into the worry, whatever it is for you, hopelessness, anxiety, tapping on the index finger. I'm feeling really, name the feeling. I'm feeling really scared. I'm feeling really anxious. Deep breath in, release and let go. Tapping on the next finger. I want you to rate it on a scale 1 to 10. As you allow yourself to feel into the uncomfortability of it, feeling into maybe the feeling of fear, the feeling of anxiety on a scale 1 to 10, how would you rate that? Tapping on the back of the next finger and just repeat after me. And it feels like what's the number? Tapping on the little finger. And it's completely understandable that I'm feeling this way. Deep breath in. Release and let go. Tapping on the karate chop point. And as you do so, I just want you to just really allow yourself to not only feel the sensations of it, but how it really is completely understandable that you feel this way. Tapping on top of the head and just repeating after me. And it's completely understandable that I feel this way. Tapping between the brows. It's completely understandable that I'm feeling, and just name the feeling again, scared, anxious, uncomfortable, nervous, afraid. Deep breath in, release and let go. Tapping on the side of the eyes and just repeating after me. And of course, I'm feeling this way. Tapping on a cheek, repeating after me. And even though I feel this way, I'm choosing to love and accept where I am on this journey. Tapping underneath the nose. And as you do so, I want you to locate where this feeling, this sensation is for you, okay? Tapping underneath the lips. So what we're going to do here is you're going to close your eyes, okay? And then I just want you to drop into your body. We're going to tap on the chest now. Drop into the body. I want you to tune into the emotion you just shared. The anxiety, the worry. I want you to think about the emotion right now that ranks the highest, whatever number you gave it. Maybe it's a 7, maybe it feels like a 10, maybe it feels like an 8, whatever that is, okay? Tapping in front of the ribs. And as you tune into this sensation, the feelings of it, I want you to tune into the body. We're staying out of the head. Tapping on the side of the ribs, we're staying out of the head. We're going to tune into the body. I want you to tune into where it resides in the body. Where is the fear? Where is the worry? Where is the anxiety? Where is it in your body right now? Because energy doesn't leave us, energy moves. This is how you begin moving your body, moving the energy, the emotion, processing it. Tapping on the inside of the wrist. So I want you to feel where it is. For some people, you might feel it in your throat. Okay. You might feel it in your chest. You might feel it in your shoulders. You might feel it like in your stomach. Okay. So I want you to tune into where it is within your body. And what you're going to do now, instead of tapping where I am, I'm tapping on the inside of the wrist currently, is I want you to locate where it is in your body. And we're going to tap at that area. So I want you to maybe, if it's up here in your shoulders or your chest, you can, wherever that is, and you're just going to repeat after me. And I can really feel it in and name where it is. Deep breath in, release and let go. Repeating after me. And it's really affecting me. We're going to do that again, okay? Deep breath in, release and let go. And just repeating after me. And I can really feel it in name that area again. This time you can take a deep breath in and hold at the top. So deep breath in, holding it at the top, bringing so much love, so much compassion, so much empathy into that area right here, right now. And then release, let go. We're going to do that once more. Take a deep breath in, holding it at the top, bringing so much love, so much compassion, so much empathy into that area right here, right now. Release and let go. And then tapping on a thumb and just breathing normally. And as you do, what you should feel is maybe some of you will start crying a little. You feel a release through your throat. You just feel it kind of go down a little bit. Okay. So tapping on the next finger, I'm just going to have you evaluate where you are, just on that scale rating, on that scale of 1 to 10. Has it gone down? Has it actually gone up? Sometimes it will go up because you're bringing more attention to that area. But as you bring love and light into that area, you begin to notice it should begin to dissipate, okay? So tapping on the next finger, repeating after me. And it's completely understandable that I feel this way. Tapping on the back of the next finger. And it is understandable, isn't it? All the worries, all the fears, all the anxiety that you have around money, tapping on a little finger. You're afraid, you're worried. All of that is valid. Tapping on a karate chop point. So just repeating after me. And it's completely understandable that I'm feeling so anxious or so afraid, so worried about money. Deep breath in. Release and let go. Tapping on top of the head. Just repeating after me. And even though I feel this way, I'm choosing to honor where I am on this financial journey. Tapping between the brows. And even though I feel this way, I'm choosing to love myself, even though it's hard. Tapping on the side of the eyes. And even though I feel this way, I'm choosing to honor who I am in this process. Tapping on a cheek, deep breath in. Release and let go. Tapping underneath the nose. And just repeating after me. And I'm choosing to allow myself to see things differently. Tapping underneath the lips. I'm open to seeing things differently. Tapping on a chest. I'm open to new possibilities. Tapping in front of the ribs. I'm open to having a new relationship with money. Deep breath in. Release and let go. Tapping on the side of the ribs. Even though there's a part of me that doesn't know how. Tapping on the inside of the wrist. Even though there's a part of me that's afraid. Tapping on the thumb. Even though there's a part of me that's scared. Tapping on the index finger, even though there's a part of me that doesn't want to do this. And then tapping on the next finger. And as you tune into just the disbelief, it doesn't feel possible, that's no way through it, I can't do it. Tapping on the back of the next finger as you just allow yourself to just tune into the doubt, the voice that says, it's not actually possible. I can't have this. I can't feel another way. Tapping on the little finger that says, I'll always be in scarcity. There's never enough. Tapping on the karate chop point as you just tune into this voice. I want you to actually imagine that as your younger self. I want you to close your eyes in your vision now. Perhaps it could be your younger self. And as you hear the voice of, I want to believe it's possible, but then there's this nagging voice that is actually not possible. Tapping on top of the head, deep breath in, release and let go. I want you to tune into your younger self. Specifically, a memory of your younger self when you felt similarly. Tapping between the brows. It could have been when you were in college. It could have been when maybe you were in high school, maybe even younger. Tapping on the side of the eyes where you were taught this. You were taught that money, people like you can't have money. Tapping on the cheek, that money is evil. Tapping underneath the nose, that you'll never be financially secure. Tapping underneath the lips, that you'll never make it. I want you to tune in to that voice. Tapping on the chest. And when you first heard it, was it from your parents? Maybe because of how you grew up? Maybe they were fighting. Tapping in front of the ribs. Maybe it was from watching a movie and how you always see that the rich people are bad. So now it's left you with this rich wound. And you feel like it's bad to actually be rich, to want money. Tapping on the side of the ribs. Maybe it's at church where you're taught that you should be humble and not greedy and not just want money. Tapping on the inside of the wrist. Maybe it's from your lived experience. Maybe you grew up where there was a lot of lack, where it was barely enough to get by. Maybe there was just enough. Tapping on a thumb. Maybe you're taught by well-meaning caregivers that you're bad for wanting more, that you're bad for wanting things. Tapping on the next finger. Whatever that is, I want you to go back into that memory right here, right now. We're going to dismantle it. Okay, we're going to start reshaping your relationship with money, transforming the way you interact with money. Tapping on the next finger, transforming the way that when you open up your bills, you're not feeling the same contraction. When you look at your bank account, you can breathe through it instead of trying to avoid it. Tapping on the back of the next finger. That way you're not just spending money unintentionally, but in a way that is conscious, that helps you to become the conscious circulator, helps you to step into the wealthy woman, the woman that you truly do desire and you envision to be, but feels so impossible, it feels out of reach because you have all these beliefs that have shaped you. Tapping on a little finger that has caused you to believe other things that aren't true. Okay. They're just part of your belief system. So what we're going to do here, tapping on the karate chop point, is we're going to go into it. I want you to go into that memory right here, right now. I want you to get super clear who was with you, who said it, okay? Who were you with? What happened? I want you to walk through it, tapping on top of the head. I want you to go into that memory right here, right now. Who was with you? Who said what? What did they say? What happened? Tapping between the brows. This is how we begin change. We begin subconscious programming when we allow ourselves to go back into the subconscious mind and say, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to look at it. I'm not afraid to feel it. I'm willing, I'm open to seeing things differently now. But in order for us to be able to move through it, to work through it, we have to be willing to go there. Tapping on the side of the eyes. And you can repeat after me, I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid to look at this. Tap on your cheek. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to go back. Deep breath in. Release and let go. Tapping underneath the nose. But I'm open and willing to look at this now. So I can change. I can finally get rid of this financial pattern. Tapping underneath the lips. I'm open and willing to look at this now. Tapping on your chest. Deep breath in. Release and let go. So let's look at this now. What came up for you? And just repeat after me. I started to believe. What did you start believing as a result of what happened? As a result of the argument that your parents always had? Tapping in front of the ribs as a result of what you heard at church. Tapping on the side of the ribs as a result of maybe being in high school and like seeing everyone else or the cool girls or whatever have nice clothes and you couldn't afford that nice bag or have that car, whatever it is. What did it cause you to believe? Deep breath in. Release and let go. Tapping on the inside of the wrist. I started to believe that. What did you start believing? Tapping on them. Did you start believing that money isn't meant for people like you? Tapping on the next finger. Did you start believing that success wasn't meant for you? Tapping on the next finger. Did you start believing that money is evil? You shouldn't have money. Tapping on the back of the next finger. That maybe you start believing that money is the cause of disagreements in your family dynamics. Your parents are always fighting about it. You want nothing to do with money. It's easier to avoid it, not talk about it, or hoard it. Because that's the only way you can protect yourself. Tapping on the next finger. Or maybe there was a part of you that believed, well, it's not here to stay, right? So I'm just might as well spend it while I have it. It's not going to be here forever. Tapping on a karate chop point. I just want you to tune in to that memory, the beliefs that you have. Just repeating after me. It's no wonder I started to believe. And what do you start believing? Deep breath in, release and let go. Tapping on top of the head, repeating after me. And no one told me this wasn't true. Tapping between the brows, which led me to believe that. Tapping on the side of the eyes, it led me to believe that it is true. Tapping on a cheek and just repeating after me. I was only, however old you are, it doesn't matter. I was only 7. I was only 19. I was only 21. Whatever that age, it's irrelevant. I was only however age you were. Tapping underneath the nose. So it's no wonder I started to believe that, and just name the belief again. Tapping underneath the lips and just repeating after me. And I've been believing it ever since that happened. Okay. Tapping on the chest. And I've been piling on even more beliefs ever since that happened that proved that belief to be true. And I didn't know otherwise. And tapping in front of the ribs. And as you do so, what I want you to do now is from this place of just personal power, of love and compassion, of empathy. Maybe it's your future self. It could be your higher self. It could be yourself right now that knows so much more about money, about circulating money, about stepping into the wealthy woman, about your wealth identity, who you are. Whatever that is for you, it could be yourself now. What I want to invite you to do is I want you to go back into that memory and meet your younger self, the one who was struggling with that belief. Mom and dad was just fighting about money again. Mom, they were you know, it could be your single mom, and then she's struggling to put food on the table, or she's struggling with the bills, or whatever that is. I want you to go back into that memory as your higher self now. And all I want you to do, we're going to tap on the side of the ribs, and you're just going to give her a big hug. You're just going to give her the biggest hug. Feel her with just so much love, so much compassion, so much empathy for what she had witnessed, the beliefs that she carried at her age, whatever that age may be, the shame, the guilt, whatever she was feeling, the confusion. And you're going to give her reassurance. Tapping on the inside of the wrist. What does that reassurance sound like? Take a deep breath in first. Release and let go. What does this sound like? Tapping on thumb. Baby girl, I got you. You're going to be okay. Tapping on the next finger. You're going to be okay. You're so loved as you are. Tapping on the next finger. This has nothing to do with you. Tapping on the back of the next finger. And it's completely understandable that you're feeling whatever she's feeling, whatever younger you was feeling. Tapping on the little finger. But I just want to remind you that. And what do you want to remind her of? What's the truth? What do you want to bring into light for her that is true? Maybe she's loved. It's okay to want those things, that none of it's her fault. Tapping on a karate chop point. I want you to remind her now. Give her a hug. Remind her of what is true. Okay. Deep breath in. Release, let go. Tapping on top of the head. And as you do so, the message you had for her is going to look at you and she's going to reflect it back to you. Tapping between the brows. What does she just tell you? What is she reflecting back to you? Tapping on the side eyes. And as you reflect on what she's sharing with you about the truth of who you are, I want you to receive it. This is how we practice receiving. Tapping on the cheek. And as you receive, I want you to receive it as I am statements. Your identity. This is how change happens. Change happens from the identity level. Tapping underneath the nose. What does she say? That you're so strong, that you're so brave, that you're so smart, that you're so courageous, that you're good with money. You know how to circulate money. You're going to be so wealthy. You're going to be successful. That you're already successful, that you're already worthy. Tapping underneath the lips. That you're worthy of massive compensation. That you're worthy of success. You're worthy of perfect health, perfect wealth, whatever that is. Tapping on my chest, I want you to be open to receiving that. So take that, what she has given you. Breathe it in. Release, let go. Tapping in front of the ribs. And as you receive what she has given you, I want you to turn this anchored in. You are now back here in the present moment. Okay. Just really allowing yourself to feel into that, to tune into that message of what is true about who you are. What is true about your wealth identity? What is true about what you can change about your financial possibilities? Tapping on the side of the ribs. So just repeating after me. And it's possible that what's true? I can get good with money. Tapping inside of the wrist. It's possible that I can be the wealthy woman now. Tapping on the thumb. It's possible that I can have perfect wealth, perfect health, perfect relationships. Tapping on the next finger. It's possible that what's possible for you. I want you to label it. I don't want you to come up with what I say. I want it to feel true for you. What feels true for you? Tapping on the next finger. It's possible that I can step into. Tapping on the back of the next finger. So I'm open and willing to forgive. Who do you have to forgive for that belief? Is it yourself? Is it your parents? Is it a teacher? Tapping on the next finger. So I'm open and willing to forgive. And tapping on the karate chop point. So I can open myself up to, what is it? Massive wealth, health. What is it? What are you opening yourself up to by releasing and letting go? Tapping on top of the head. Because when we clear, when we release and let go, we allow and we create spaciousness for our desires to manifest. Tapping between the brows. So I'm open and ready to let go of. Tapping on the side eyes so I can experience perfect wealth. Tapping on cheeks so I get to have what? More money in my bank account. Tapping underneath the nose, high-paying clients. Tapping underneath the lips, more sales in my business. Tapping on the chest, money coming from expected and unexpected places. Let's go ahead and breathe that in. Release and let go. Anchoring to this feeling of feeling abundance, of feeling peace, of feeling empowered with money. Deep breath in, release and let go. And as you feel into those feelings again of that anxiety, of the worry, on a scale of 1 to 10, where is that? Okay. And whatever rating you give it, if you're feeling good, you may now proceed onto our next step with this new identity intact. If not, I would invite you to do another round of this tap. Okay. Deep breath in, release and let go. Beautiful. Mm, so honored. I honor you so much for processing. I honor you so much for allowing yourself to feel into that, to really go through that process of whatever money anxiety you may have that's preventing you from perhaps not looking at your bills, perhaps not wanting to look at your bank account. Maybe you just glance at your bank account, but you're not diving deep into it. Um, because this is our role that really allows us to then step into the wealthy woman is when we become conscious circulator. I really talk about conscious circulation, become an energetic match for the level of abundance, financial abundance in this case, for what it is that you desire. Okay. So, for those of you who are feeling ready or feeling like, okay, I have done the top, I feel ready for the next step. Beautiful. So, what I would invite you into then is if you're so done, you're so over what you were experiencing before, what is your financial vision? What is your financial vision? What vision do you just share that you're willing to open yourself up to expand? What vision are you now calling forth into your life? Okay. I want you to get super clear on that. What's your financial vision? What do you want to get to experience next month? Maybe next week, tomorrow? If you could do one thing to maybe change that, this is an even trickier question. It feels like sometimes because we feel like we need to undergo such this strenuous process to be able to experience the life that we desire. But for me, it's always been if I can to be faithful and take that first step, that then allows me to begin stepping and being in alignment with the manifestation I desire. Because what is happening with every single movement, every single thought that I choose to believe, which then moves me in a direction. And what I know to be true from having manifest now this life, this business that I desire, and being on this side of it, is that you're moving in one of two directions at all times. You're either moving in alignment with your vision. So when I talk about financial vision, you're either moving in alignment with the financial vision, your identity as the wealthy woman, moving in that direction, or you're moving away from. But not at any time. What we think is that we don't make a decision, we are actually free of the consequences. But the truth is, at all times, you are making a decision. Your decision is either for the wealthy woman that you caught glimpses of and you say, I want to move closer to her, or your decision is for where you are now. You're not moving anywhere closer to that financial vision. Okay. I want you to sit with that for a little bit. Sit with that revelation, that understanding of at all times, you are manifesting. You're manifesting at all times because your manifestation is simply our internal made external. That's all it is. So you're either moving in alignment with the wealthy woman or you're moving out of alignment with her. And you've seen already what being out of alignment with her looks like. If you're unsure what that looks like, I just want you to reflect back on the past year, what you've experienced. It could be in all areas of your life. It could be you can focus it on financially. But if you were to look back at the last year and you notice periods of your life where things just felt hard, things felt heavy, of course, life happens. Things are going to be out of control. But more of life, I feel like, is in our control than we like to give ourselves credit for. Because the moment we take radical responsibility and we say to ourselves that I chose In that moment, to step out of alignment with who I am, it requires us to hold ourselves accountable in ways that don't feel comfortable. But it's only in that way that when we take radical responsibility for who we are, who we chose to be in that moment, who we allow ourselves to step into, that we can say, I chose that pathway. And this is the thing. This is the most important thing. I can choose differently. There's this quote that I love from Maya Angelou where it's she says, know better, do better. And the more we can inform ourselves through our body, then being able to bring that up to our mind and recognize our patterns, having radical self-responsibility. And then for those of you who are in business, it's so easy for us to blame things. I get that way too. I understand. Instagram's fault. The algorithm doesn't care about me. All these things like pointing fingers, all of these things. And yes, there's merit to that. Yes, sometimes it feels like I'm pushing out a content and Instagram really just, ah, it's not being friendly and it definitely doesn't want to push out my content. What's going on? Why am I doing all this work and it's not working? But if you can shift that belief and say it's all working, it's all compounding, how much more helpful that belief is versus there's no point. It's not working. Instagram's not working, or whatever it is for you. It could be anything, right? Or, saving money isn't working. Why does it matter? I'm not gonna be able to save for a house anyways. It'll take me like 20,000 years. We take a look at our beliefs, our thoughts. If you were to reflect back and you say, how many times did I choose a thought that was not congruent, not in alignment with my truth, with my belief system, but it became a belief. I walked out of alignment with the wealthy woman in that moment, and I chose a different pathway. And that pathway led me to where I am now. Okay. That's radical self-responsibility. And it's not from this place of judgment or shame. It's just from this place of love. It's like completely understandable that she made the decision she did. And now knowing what I do, I'm going to walk differently. I'm going to move differently. I recognize that in that moment that I moved out of alignment with the wealthy woman, but I want to step into that identity. I want to be her in order to be her. It's not a becoming, it's a choosing in an instant because our decisions we make are an instant. And if you're caught in feeling like, well, I'm not really making a decision, I'm free of the consequences. I hate to break it to you, but you already made a decision at that moment. You're choosing otherwise. Indecision, not choosing to make a decision, is a decision. You chose the default, right? And it's okay if that's what, you feel is best for you. So I want you to just sit with that, just from this place of how can I take that? What's my financial vision? What does that look like for me? And what is my next step? What is my next aligned step? What would that look like for me to step into my wealth identity? What would that look like for me to step into the wealthy woman now? Um, is it that I need more clarity? And so if you're in a space where you feel like I need more clarity, I don't actually know what it is that I desire in life. I don't actually know what it is that I want to manifest in this next year, in the next month, in the next week. I would love to invite you into my Manifest Your Dream Life program course where I really walk you through how to gain clarity on what it is that you desire out of life, out of business, because your financial, like the reason you have that financial projection, what the reason you desire um, the amount of money that you're trying to manifest is because it's going to serve you. It's going to serve your life. It's going to serve your business, your family, your community in very specific ways. But it's very hard to just manifest like blindly when you're not sure what that is, because then at that point you're like, I'm not even sure if I'm manifesting or moving closer to that vision. And so I highly recommend my Manifest Your Dream Life course. It is going to really help you to dig and to really just figure out what it is that you're trying to manifest. And then I walk you through exactly how I manifested my dream life and business in less than 3 years. So I hope that if you would like to do this practice again, just go ahead, restart this video. And if you want to dig in deeper, you want guidance, would highly recommend that you snag up the Manifest Your Dream Life course. All right, friends, I'll catch you next time.